Okay, so with the FPV part of the tank, here's the camera I got. It's right there. I opened up the cupola for the FPV camera to mount inside the cupola in the front, kind of where the armor plate used to go. I have this tank here is the M60 I used a lot of my videos. It's using a Insta360 Ace 2 Pro, which has a magnet mount. So I installed the magnet mount directly into the cupola right here, and so it just attaches right there. And then you come over here to the second M60, and you recognize that as a GoPro mount. So with that mount, I can mount an Insta360, a GoPro of any kind, but mostly I use an Insta360 V4 on that. I'm going to get a V5 someday in the future. If you're going to be using cameras like I do, I recommend a large scale model tank like the M60 because you have plenty of weight ability and you have some space for camera mounting. Like here. That's the recording camera. That's the driving camera, which I have an antenna right here, as you see right behind my light. I've got a better 5.8 megahertz antenna coming from Amazon on Tuesday. Actually, that hole right there is for the second antenna. So we're going to have two 5.8 gigahertz antennas on these M60s. Both of them are going to be mounted right here on behind the commander's cupola. And then this shield right here, I'm going to remove the shield. Same thing I did with this tank. You remove the shield and mount the driving camera in the commander's point of view. And then you just run it down to the side of the tank. And you have your antenna right there coming out the top of the tank. And there are way better antennas than the ones that came with that. I'm going to, once I get the better antennas and get both the FPV stuff figured out a little bit better, and there's less interference, you should be able to make some sweet videos at night. I do a lot of night driving with this M60 right here, as well as my walker, which you see here is covered in all kinds of leaves. I was driving in the yard and went through a bush and a bunch of crap got all over it. But there's the same camera. Identical system that's on the walker is on the M60, that camera right there. And there's the antenna for the M6, for the walker. This tank does a fantastic job. And I have a trailer hooked to it with a battery for extended driving because it has a small battery to start with, and I wanted a little bit better range out of it. But yeah, there you go. So the second M60, the one I just recently started working on, hasn't got upgraded transmission or engine or any of that stuff yet. It's all plastic. I've got the tracks coming. I've got the parts right there for the metal. I'm not going to install any of that stuff until I get the metal transmission in from eBay, because it just requires it. The plastic transmission sucks on these tanks. I've upgraded the internal stuff so it uses a Hindhog remote instead of the TD remote, and it has better range and better battery usage and everything. And plus I upgraded the battery inside the tanks to a really big battery, so you can go for at least like 30 minutes non-stop. I was out driving for 30 minutes in that M60 this morning in the construction area where they're putting in the new neighborhood, just going up and down hills and doing stuff I couldn't believe this thing could do. And this has all metal tracks and all metal road wheels and metal transmission, all upgraded. So yeah, second M60, when it's all done, it's going to be a beast.